Okay, we're back. Hello, everyone. Hello, Vector. Vector, just to catch you up, we found Asyz Lla. She is no longer lost in the live stream. And in order to make the ethereal ram to get into Asyz Lla, we need an expert. And Asyz Lla is not that expert, but she is able to point us in the direction of one who is. And that person is going to be Matoya from Final Fantasy 1. It's also going to be the introduction of some of my favorite characters in the game. Favorite characters in the sense that they are... You'll see. Guys, look at this. It's Brayflox. Hey, Brayflox, what's going on? What was that sound?
Goodly Uplander, long time no eye catch. What is bringing Uplander here? Does Uplander have lusty eyes for junk of Brayflox? Uplander must not be touching junk of Brayflox. Brayflox is finding junk first.
I knew I recognized that voice. Greetings, Brayflox. It has been a while. Forgive us for interrupting your work, but Captain Viscount gave me to understand that you are marked by the Illuminati. What happens to be Illuminati-held territory? Is it wise to be here?
Brayflox eat Illuminati for sun-upses.
Who eats who for sun-upses?
Ah!
Brayflox all talks unwise you are to come here after dirty taking secret knowings of cheesemake from Illuminati.
Brayflox didn't know one, right? Cheese recipe is gobby birthright.
Save tongue flaps for training in Death Pit. Well. Alright. So that's a thing. Pray to Godfathers, for punishment is near times. It appears we have no choice. Godfathers? Yeah, so I don't know if you remember Brayflox, but we had to do a quest for her to get cheese. I don't know why I did that. I don't actually need to do that anymore. Whatever this is about, Brayflox needs our help.
Tremble before the might of the Illuminati.
Now seems as good a time as any. I shall invoke a spell. You haven't been doing that yet? Right, keep the enemy at bay. The hell is she casting? Unyielding Earth. That's a really cool looking spell, though. Ride ye the wind.
To me! How about you?
Okay. It is done. Also, why can't you do that more often? Cheese Tank was your nickname in high school?
Illuminati, no match for Furious God Fists of Brayflocks. More junk is awaiting Brayflocks muchly. Brayflocks is taking leave of Uplanders.
What, we helping you just fuck off? You know what? Fine, do what you want. Okay. So that was the famous Brayflocks. I have newfound respect for the company of heroes. What a motley crew such as theirs that could achieve feats they did bespeaks unwaveringly solidarity. Being embroiled in a cheese war was the last thing I expected coming to Charlian. And anyway, we have fulfilled Slowfix's request. Let us return with the good tidings and be on our way. Alright, before we do that, let's teleport back to Limsup just for a second. As there is something I need to show you. Well, not show you, but there's something I need to buy. Just need a couple gear upgrades here. There we go, necklaces. Alright, that is level 60. Sure, let's get this. Alright, let's get some bracers. Sure, let's get this. These are expensive as shit, but why not? Alright. There we go. Now I feel a little better. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna do, guys, just as a quick note, I want to check something here. We're gonna go to the Sea of Clouds for a moment. Just because I want to see something. Cheese War is not Gouda. These gobbies can breed a real monster. Okay, so. Oh, cool. All right. Yes, we can fly here now, which is super. I may not be able to see it in this weather. Factoring Heaven's Ward, they used to do some pretty cool stuff with you being able to see things that in the distance that you normally wouldn't be able to. For example, that over there, directly ahead of us, those islands are a dungeon called Never Reap, which we're not going to be doing because it's not part of the main story. Doesn't look like I can see it at this time. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we can't see it. It's entirely possible that we might be able to here. Sometimes that might be it there, actually. That glowing bit. I think that is it. Unfortunately, and it's fair skies, but we still can't see it because it is the churning mists. Anyway, sometimes you can see things in the distance, and I think that right there, glowing bit, is it. You can't really tell what that is, but I'll try to find another time when we can get over there. But that's something that we're going to be dealing with later. Guys, join Jeremy and Vector for a boss fight. You got a small update on the dumb IT group you're dealing with? Okay, lay it on me. Let's hear it. I had known that Asyz Lla was capable, but to invoke such potent magic so effortlessly, I must need to double my efforts if I'm to approach her level of mastery. One does not simply drift in the life stream. It is a constant struggle to hold on to your very existence. Experience has hardened me in ways I can ill explain. Uplanders are back! Did Uplanders find friend of Slowfix? Time has not cured recklessness of Brayflux. Without help from Uplanders, Brayflux would now be dead gobby. Slowfix owes Uplanders debt of gratitude. Slowfix and Brayflux are joined by unseverable gobby bond. If Slowfix had known that Uplanders are friends of Brayflux, Slowfix would have welcomed Uplanders to Gobby Flock at first meeting. Hey, we're level 61. Been talking to some of the non-managers and they're all like, our management is terrible and have no idea what they're doing. As part of that, you got access to a blank SQL database yesterday. Sick! Leaving Idyllshire. Uplanders have upheld bargain most highly. As promised, Slowfix makes Uplanders honored citizens of Idyllshire, free to cross river at will. Though Uplanders must leave now for Slowfix, Slowfix hopes the Uplanders may pay many visits and help build great new nation. You are most kind, my friend. You may be certain that we will return. I must confess, at first it upset me to learn that my home had been occupied by others, but I see now that it is in good hands. Under your care, I look forward to seeing Charlian thrive once more, to become a home to people of all races and creeds. Slowfix has already ordered the Gobwatch to let Uplanders through. Safe travels. Elfino, Miro, shall we then? Like, sure, there are some things that you can do, but holy hell, is that like a 5% of the time thing? Yeah. I think this is probably a, yeah. Oh, cool, I get gloves, but not that it matters. So that's one of the ether. Actually, I am going to pick this quest up. We're just going to skip through the dialogue. The reason for that is I'm going to have to do these quests anyway at some point, so may as well get them picked up now. Hey there, Gobwatch. I should be very cross if we were asked to clear this mountain of rubble. So we're free to go where exactly? By order of Chief Slowfix, Uplanders can come and go at will. One moment for clearing away barricade. And finally, we can continue our journey. Blowing up the barricade on a bridge, which can also be blown up, seems like a terrible plan. That's your only update? Well, you know, you're making some progress. Not a great amount, but barring any misadventure, we shall soon arrive at the cave where Matoya resides. Unless you have unfinished business in Idyllshire, let us strike out at once. I am ready whenever you are. Let us go and meet the legendary Matoya. Alright. Ahead lies the answering quarter, where the scholars of Charlian gathered to hone their knowledge. Even from this distance, 'tis plain that much of it has been given back for the wilderness. Red Mage, Ass, Scholar, Conjurer. The cave in which Matoya resides is situated on the southern edge of the hinterlands. In choosing this spot, my master desired privacy above all else. As such, the cave is extremely well hidden. You will not find it unless you know to look for it. We shall follow the road south until we reach a bridge. Rather than cross it, however, we shall ford the stream it spans, thence head straight until we arrive at the base of a bluff. Okay. Back into the hinterlands we go. Guys, look, crawlers! If you guys ever played FF11, you'll know that these are a monster from FF11 that was used for leveling in the crawler's nest. Same model and everything. It was so fun to see them here. "43 Yalms to the south." Means it should be up there, I would imagine. "78 Yalms to the west." Okay. Oh, there it is. I walked right by it. So as Jeremy asked what the ether currents are for, in case you have not been paying attention, the ether currents are needed to fly in this zone. That's their whole purpose. And we're going south anyway, so let's look south. Anyway, this is a big abandoned city, and I love it. What happens if you hop the ether currents? I assume you get really high. They are green, after all. Oh look, everyone's favorite enemy. Hey there, marbles. What the fuck you doing here? This building has a gigantic tree growing out of it. It's less than ideal. Even the entrance is blocked by a tree. Man, I like this. And those sound effects when it moves. Ugh. What? 71 Yalms to the south. Oh, look at that. Another destroyed aetherite. That's cool. So here's the bridge she talked about. Now, we're not going to go up on the bridge, because we don't need to. Guys, look. Look, this is very important. It's a frog.
Yeah! Yeah!
Damn. I forget what the command was. Maybe it's... Damn. I forget what the Franker face emotes are that I have that were jabs. You get highs, you get stuck in the air and can never come down. These are called pirogos, and they are the greatest thing in all of Final Fantasy XIV and FF11. And their tale is a sad one. They were abandoned when Charlian left. All kinds of herbs grow here, and they appear very well tended. This is the entrance. You seem unconvinced, Miro. Well, that will only add to the surprise. A word of warning before we proceed. Stubborn geniuses make poor hosts, and time will have done naught to improve my master's temperament. Doubt not, but that there will be sentinels and traps, both to deter unwanted guests. But we'll not be deterred, will we? Go on and touch the wall yonder, and you will want to have your weapon at hand. Icy wall. Doesn't look all that icy, but alright. And make me fight Pirogos. Don't like that. Examine the wall, defeat any enemies that appear. Done. Now we gotta speak to Asyz Lla again. Icy wall sounds like a fiction writer. Yeah. Those sentinels may suffice to discourage the average trespasser, but not the warrior of light. The way should be clear. Come, let's go see my master. I am a pretty famous romance novel writer. How did you find out about that?
Don't you know it's rude to enter without knocking? The youth of today. No manners at all.
Though we neglected to knock, we did create something of a commotion. I had hoped that would suffice.
Heavy-handed as ever, I see. And still not a hint of grace. Some things never change.
To give credit where credit is due, I learned from the best. It has been too long, Master Matoya.
Indeed it has. Oh, it's good to see you again, my girl. And with your fiery spirit unquenched. But look at you, all grown up and womanly. The one there in the fancy duds, that's Louis Soir's granddaughter, I take it?
Grandson, begging your pardons. You knew my grandfather, my lady.
Knew him? Ha! We were constantly at each other's throats. Like rabid dogs we were. Oh, he was a stubborn bugger, was your grandfather. Never a dull moment when he was around, though, I'll give him that. As for you, boy, I've known you since you were a rosy-cheeked babe at the teat.
And my sister too, I gather. May I say what an honor it is to meet you again, my lady?
Spare me the hollow pleasantries, boy. I'll wager my remaining good teeth you didn't come to a forgotten corner of Eorzea to flirt with a wrinkly old woman. Now out with it. What is it you need of me? Asyz Lla. I never thought I'd hear that name again.
You are familiar with it?
As familiar as one can get from poring over musty old tomes. The Allagans set the Isle afloat not long before the sun set on their empire. Old Louis Soir and I often talked about it. The place is home to a research facility dedicated to finding ways of mastering mighty beings, such as primals and dragons. And find ways it did too, frightening ones. Such secrets lie buried on Asyz Lla aren't fit to see the light of day. And now you tell me a band of dragon-baiting primal botherers are trying to dig them up?
Indeed. And to make matters worse, the Asyans have a hand in their plot. They must be stopped, no matter the cost.
I see. Very well.
You will help us then? Truly? I had not anticipated such an impassioned response. Could it be that the presence of young blood has stirred your own?
Ah, some things never change. One day that pertness is going to cost you your tail, my girl. Don't say I didn't warn you.
So, they took a character from Final Fantasy I, Matoya, gave her an actual personality, and yeah, I like Matoya. She's a good character. Being here calls to mind my days studying under Matoya. Though she was the strictest and most irascible of mentors, she led by example and inspired one to greater heights. Were it not for her sage guidance, I would not be the woman I am. Do you see the tomes lying about all, like, so many cheap romances? They're priceless! My professors at the studio would have fits if they saw them in this state. Oh yeah, the brooms. She still has the brooms. Forbidden knowledge.
'Twas some 50 years ago, shortly after Garlemald had brought all of Ilsabard under its rule. Faced with the threat of invasion, the people of Sharlayan scrambled about for a means to resist the Empire. For my part, I was tasked with developing an etheric converger.
Ah, yes, a device which draws in ether and concentrates it to produce a destructive force.
But as my research neared its end, it was denounced by the Forum, who claimed that my device was more likely to destroy us than our enemies. After that, they and I had a little falling out, and I decided to seal away all the fruits of my research, lest the dunder-headed ingrates reap any benefit. Ha! Petty, I know, but gods, it was satisfying.
Do mine ears deceive? 'Twas you, was it not, who was so fond of saying that all knowledge exists to advance mankind, that how it is used depends on us?
I don't remember. Perhaps. All right, yes. It was a pet phrase of mine. And that should give you a notion of how sick and tired I was of those spineless wretches of the Forum. All talk and no trousers, that lot. That's why I decided to remain behind, rather than join the Exodus.
You may have had your disagreements with my grandfather, but upon that point, your minds were as one.
With respect, Master, the fruits of your research should not be left to spoil. Will you share with us the secrets of the etheric converger?
Aye, I will. All the information you need is contained in a tome I wrote on the subject. But you'll have to fetch it from the forbidden section of the Great Library.
Ah, you were not exaggerating when you said that you had sealed it away. Though the city is abandoned, the library's guardians are all but certain to remain. We must needs cut a path through them. Come, let us away.
Not so fast. You don't expect that you can just waltz on in now, do you?
Okay, so while we're in this cave, I'm gonna go pick up this quest here, because I'm pretty sure it is another one for, yep. Fortunately.
Woe is me, Ribbit. Mistress Matoya will have my hide. You are our guest, and yet you would lend me your aid? Oh, thank you, kind adventurer. I am in your debt. Permit me to introduce myself, Ribbit. I am Sarah Rogo, a humble servant of Mistress Matoya. I am tasked with picking leaves from her herb garden, from which I make her tea. Alas, drawn to her medicinal properties, bugs have recently taken to ravaging the herbs. I attempted to get rid of the pests, but they are too much for a lone Pirogo to handle. I'd be grateful if you could eliminate them in my stead, Ribbit.
Again, the only reason I'm picking this up is because it is a quest from a frog, and also it is needed. Alright, give me a sec, guys. We're going to be right back as we have break time and then more Final Fantasy XIV. I'll leave you with this wonderful theme, the mushroomery.